My favorite thing that you did at that Saturday Night Live 40th anniversary, when you do Chris Farley's.
Oh, my God.
You do the motivational speaker.
Truly, like, my favorite thing, and I said I couldn't do it. I went back and forth.
What happened? Did they ask you to do that?
They asked me to do it, and I was like, oh, my God, I can't. Because I have, like, a drawing of Chris Farley. Like, Chris Farley looms very large for me. I think he was just really amazing and special, and I looked up to him so much. And
you knew him?
Like, no, I served him coffee once when I worked at Starbucks. And I just didn't want to bother him, so I didn't want to make it awkward.
Right.
So instead of making it awkward, I just stood there for probably 45 seconds going like, just locked in, and then I was like, cut it out, you're freaking him out.
Well, when you came on Saturday Night Live, first of all, you're there in front of every great person who ever did Saturday Night Live. You know, Steve Martin's there.
And knew him.
It could have gone horribly wrong. That's why you were, I mean, so bad. Either everyone's going to say, what does she think she's doing? She shouldn't do that bad.
That's what I thought. People were going to think that, like, I pitched it, and, like, who am I to do that?
Who asked you to do it?
Tina. Tina wrote that in to have me come out as him. I was like,
so funny.
My name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker.
That's why I don't get voiceover work.
I'm 35 years old. I am divorced.
Oh, God.
And I live in a van down by the river.
That's the greatest thing ever.
Just screaming in Jane's face. I was like, and I'm sure I spit on her. I mean, her ears had to be howling. She's like, you should have done it. You should have even gone louder. She's like, you can't be too crazy. I was like.
And then you jump on the desk and you smash through the desk. Did you get hurt doing that?
I got hurt in the rehearsal.
I bet.
They were like, no matter how you hit this thing, it's going. And I was like, oh, great. And so I said, I'm going to try to get as much distance as possible. And they're like, there's no way it can go wrong. And I flew in the rehearsal, and I landed on the front of the desk right at my neck. Oh. Everything collapsed except the front. So my body fell to the ground, and my chin hung, and I was like, oh, I may have broken my neck.
Oh, my God.
So they're like, you know what? We're going to make the front fall, too. I was like,
yeah, that would be nice.
That would be great.
Maybe you guys ought to test this out before I do it.
I tested it out.
Yeah, right. You were the test person.
But that was the most nervous. I was shaking before the door opened. And I really don't do that. I started shaking so hard that somebody goes, are you okay? Do we need it? I couldn't get my legs under me. My legs were bouncing.
I think
my head started going. And my husband said, if you're doing him and how you feel about him, he would go as hard as possible and go like a freight train. He goes, freight train, freight train. I was like, for him, I'm just going to go.
Wow.
I was actually wearing his clothes.
That was the actual
That was the actual
wardrobe.
jacket and tie, and they just like took it in and shortened the sleeves without altering the object, but it was like it had sweat stains. When I put it on in the dressing room, I just burst out crying.